So at the moment, Migo and I are driving. Actually, Migo is washing his car, so excuse me for the background noise. There he is. It's super cold outside. It's really, really cold. At the moment, it's like minus 17 degrees outside. You know, and I've been thinking, what is it that I can give to you guys this week? Sometimes I really have to think about, okay, what is it that people would love to hear right now? And yeah, I want you to know that if there's a topic that you would love to learn more about, then you can just ask in the comments, because I read the comments and I see when people are asking things. I remember that someone asked me once if I could talk a bit more about the dark force that's playing on the planet right now, and that's something that I have considered talking about. I've made a couple of videos about the general thing that's happening right now. I don't really feel called actually to talk about that, just because I feel like there are plenty of people who are doing that, who are only doing that, and my intention is not so much to talk about the dark force, because in the end I just know that they're meant to be here. Everything on our planet, it's light and dark, it's contrast, it's polarity, and so I understand why they're here. I understand that they're as sacred as the light, and that's something that we just have to understand. We need to come to a point of neutrality. We need to come to a point of non-duality, and I think that's something actually right there that is so important, because we live in a world where we have the full spectrum of emotions, we have the full spectrum of opposites, right? And that's planet Earth. Ooh, the camera is falling down. 1 second. And I feel that that is just something that we have to understand to be fully at peace and to rise to your fullest potential. Because ultimately, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you're going to find first the dark side, then the light side within yourself, on the planet. Probably you're going to do a lot of research on what the heck is happening here, but you're also going to dive inwards, and you'll find some shadows, you'll find some things that needs to be healed, you'll find some trauma or some past conditioning that no longer makes sense for you. And then you're gonna, when you're healing that, you're incorporating these things within yourself. You're going to find as well your divinity and where you come from, and perhaps your purpose and the reason that you're here, a lot of the things that belong to the light side of things. And so whenever you find out about these two parts within ourselves, what we now can do is integrate these two parts to become whole. And that's something that goes with everything. When you look at the grand scheme of things, you have the darkness, you have the light, and once you connect the dots and you feel like you're no longer stuck within either one, so you're not fighting the narrative, you're not fighting things around you or being resistant to it, and you're not all love and light, you understand that everything needs to be here and everything is here for a reason. Then we come to a point of neutrality, then we come to a point of non-duality. And from a place of neutrality, people always talk about the 0-point field. This is the field that you can manifest from, and what it means, and the same goes for reprogramming your brain. Okay, we're starting to drive, as you can see. Sorry about that. So, you're getting really excited.
How does it feel to be alive, to be free? Are we truly in the here and now, or are we living a dream that we created? Close your eyes to see clearly. This is life on purpose.
So excuse me for that moment. I was in the car, we started to drive, and then the camera tripped over. So we found a beautiful spot right here, very quiet, very serene. Best place to talk about this is non-duality. And what I was saying is that sometimes people refer to the 0-point field, and that's where you want to manifest from. And what they essentially mean with the 0-point field is that you come to a place of neutrality. So it means that you're not being caught up in the darkness, you're not forcing yourself, or you're not in the light. It is in this place of complete awareness, complete neutral. It's this neutral place. So the way that you can see this is basically, how can you get to a most neutral place as possible, where you're not being identified with the mind, you're not forcing yourself to be in the light and to feel like, oh yes, it's already here, it's already mine. How can you come to a place where you're not judging anything? And that only happens when you're not identified with your mind, when you're not identified with anything around you. Then we can come to a neutral place. That's why witnessing is such a great practice, because you actually, what you're doing is you're training yourself to be neutral. You're just seeing things popping up in your mind like clouds. You're seeing things in your reality popping up as neutral, meaning that you're not judging it, you're not reacting to it. It just is what it is. It's not good or bad, it just is. And if we can see things just as they are, not seeing it worse than it is, not seeing it better than it is, just as it is, then you can come to a place of non-duality. You can come to a place of non-judgment. You can come to a place of non-forcing. And when you get in this neutral flow, it means that you are allowing the universe to do what it's meant to do, because you're not putting any resistance, you're not all over the place with your emotions, you just are in this very stable place of neutrality. And that is non-duality. And that's also when we're looking at the dark forces and the light forces who are at work on our planet right now. Don't get caught up in all these different things. Don't get caught up in the shadow government. Don't get caught up in the Galactic Federation of Light. Don't get caught up in either one of the two. Just be neutral. Just recognize that everything is exactly as it's supposed to be, and that's why God made it this way. That's why Source made it this way. We need to have that scale of low emotion and high emotion. We need to have that scale of polarity, of bad and good. We need to have both in order for it to exist. So recognizing that alone is already setting yourself free from what is truth. And I think that that is something that, you know, when we want to manifest a better world, we need to get to a point of neutrality. We need to get to a point of unity where we see that both exist, but both simultaneously can exist. And that's when we find true balance and harmony. That's how the universe finds balance. Last week I was also going through a certain thing where I needed to make a decision, and it was hard for me because it was very emotionally loaded for me. And coming back to non-duality, I wanted to make this decision as neutral as possible, meaning that I was not caught up in my emotions, meaning I was not going to see things better as they were or worse than they were. I just needed myself to be in a place of neutrality. And when you're in that phase as well, or when you're in that position where you actually need to make a decision, or there's something that you want to know, or something, I don't know, whatever you're trying to figure out, coming to a place of neutrality, coming to a place of non-duality is the best place yet you can make decisions from, because that's when you know that your ego is not interfering in any way. You're just allowing things to be as they are, and that's when you have the most clarity as well. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions that you'd love me to talk about, because I'm always looking for new things to talk about, and ultimately I want to talk about things that will serve you guys best so that you can manifest and become the best version of you. You can manifest all that you desire, and you can actually start following to live a life that is fully in alignment with you. So if I know what you guys are going through, what you guys want to learn more about, then I'm definitely up for sharing those things with you. So let me know in the comments if you want to do that, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. I've linked my Instagram handle in this video as well. Thank you so much for sharing this video and for liking this video if you have liked this video, of course. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already subscribed to the channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now. So this is my life very often, is looking for locations to film, setting up my equipment, and then hopefully not having people who are interrupting. And so this is where we've parked the car right now, and it's actually a very beautiful location. We just found a really beautiful river, and it's such a, it feels like I'm in Disneyland right now. It's so beautiful.